Hi, welcome. So in this video, we are going to look at how to import data into Excel. So remember in the very first videos in this series, we're looking at how to enter data into Excel, like just entering formula bar, typing, copying, or autofilling. So, and one of the methods we mentioned was how to import external data. So in this video, we are going to show you several ways of importing external data. And it's very interesting, especially if you have the higher versions of Excel. It becomes more and more interesting. With the older versions, there might be some couple of things you need to set, but as from Excel 2019 and onwards, it's really very easy. So let's just go straight to the computer and I'll show you how to import data into Excel. Okay, so here I'll just create a sheet and let's just call it import data. Then just resize it so you can see. So if you go here to data, normally you'd be here something like home file. So if you go here to data, you would see that there is a get data here from this ribbon, and you can see from file, like from an Excel file, text or CSV file. These are the most common because most of the systems would always export like in CSV files or Excel files. So you can always take that data from there and continue with your analysis very easily. So from workbook text file, and then let's just go here from the workbook. So if you click here, you can pick a workbook. Let me just say I take day one here, and then Excel opens up this window and it's already proposing to you maybe sample. I think this one is empty. Okay, it just has this data here. So you do the Power Query. It's already identified the tables that you have or the different sheets or the different sections. So we are going to look again in greater detail at Power Query and Power Pivot when we start using Power BI. So don't worry about that if you don't understand this interface. So, but for some older versions of Excel, you don't really have Power Query already a part of it. You need to add it manually. But for newer versions of Excel, Power Query is already included because they are just all Microsoft products and they are interwoven. So with this Power Query, it makes it easy. I just select the table I want, and then if I have to transform the data, which is what we'll see in when we do Power BI, how to do some basic ETL. So you've extracted the data, you want to transform it, then before loading it now to this workbook. So I'll just go to load directly, and when I go to load, you see we have this data coming from the other Excel sheet. So you have this data now, you can start using it, do your filtering, do your sorting, do whatever, and you see you have a query connection here. So you can start doing maybe your sorting, your whatever, and some data already that you have in your workbook. So this is one way, and it'll be a common way because you'll be importing data from Excel files. So the second the second common way of importing data. So I think I'll just delete this one. Yes, so just name this one import data. So let's just take this off, and I'll just delete everything here. So another way of importing the data, let's go back here, is with a CSV file. So if we go to data, go again to get data, you see the most common ones are this text CSV file, and then you have this whole list here. So from the CSV file, so if we click here from CSV file, I just have some couple of CSV, just random CSV files that I just downloaded from the internet. So if you just click there, normally, if we were to open this CSV file, open with a notepad, you would see that they are comma separated. That's why they call CSV comma separated value files. So they have this comma to make them lighter, and most systems export files in CSV for you to be able to use to do your analysis. So these are the comma separated values. And if you had previous Excel versions, you need to go through the delimiter, choose comma, tabs, things like that. But now it's easier with newer versions. So you just click on the file like this one, import, and then you have now your Power Query again, just comes in easy, and then you're able to like either transform the data or load the data. So again, we're going to look at transform when we do Power BI, when we go into more detail about this Power Query and the Power Pivot and all that. So let's just go to load here. You load the data here. There you have it. So you have your file here now, and then you can start doing your analysis or whatever as you want. So this is the second way. I mean, you've brought in another type of file, which is a CSV file. It's now easier with the newer versions of Excel. Now let us take this out. Take this out now, and then we can close this connection. Now I'll just zoom again. So let's go on then. So you can see here that if we go to get data, there are so many methods from XM, from JSON, from a folder. So you can have your files in one folder and you just get data from that folder directly from here. From databases, you can connect to different databases depending on how your Excel is interconnected with the rest of the systems. From MySQL database, from Postgres. So this will be interesting if you like learn SQL, and then you can connect to the database, collect the data from your MySQL database, bring it to Excel, and then you continue to plot some things like graphs that maybe MySQL cannot plot. So it's all these combinations that will really make you a very proficient analyst. So now let's see, there's Azure, there's from online, from other sources. So we're going to look at from the web. So I'll just click from the web here. So you just need to type in the URL. So if you go, let me just go here. I have a data set here. Let me just cancel this so that I can pull it down. So I have this data set here. Like it can be any data set. So this is just from the US Energy Information Administration. I just went to electricity data sources. So just this URL. Now I want to be able to get this data, for example. So I could either just come and copy like this, copy like this, Control C. Then I go to my Excel file and I paste here, for example. Or another thing, I paste here and then I work with it. I can adjust it as I want. You already know how to do the formatting and the adjustments and all those things. So I can do that. That is one way of bringing in the data. Let me go back, undo. But now I can also bring it online like I wanted to do. So I just copy. All I need to do is just to copy this URL, copy, go back to my Excel, and then go again to get data. So you can either go back to the online, get data from web here, or simply the shortcut is just right here. Just click from web here. Then you paste the URL there, Control V. So this is the same URL we just opened right now. So I'm pasting it here. Then I press OK. So it's actually going to fetch the data, like go there, download the data. So this is it. This is the website. So I'll now, again, Power Query just tries to identify the tables. So it sees that there's this table here. So it's already proposing to me that there's a table called key indicators. Am I interested in that table? Yes, I'm interested in that table. So I could as well have done transform here. Again, we are going to look at that. Then I just go to load. And then now I have all these steps here. So you see, now I have the data. So I could just zoom in again. I could play with the data as much as I want. Look at whatever I want here. Maybe. So it just becomes a new data set for you. So there are these several ways of importing data to Excel. Just Excel is getting more and more integrated to other data sources. It keeps increasing every day. So it's interesting. You can connect to multiple data sources, get your data in, and then you do your analysis and come up with interesting insights. So I hope you are able to learn a lot from this video in terms of importing data to Excel, like using the web or using the CSV or using like another Excel workbook with some tables that interest you in those workbooks. So wish you good data love. See you next video.